Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm the Gnarly Gnome. This is the Weekly Pint. It is not a show, which is why when we're half hour late, it doesn't even matter. None of it matters because it's not a show. If it was a show, I would be in trouble. Somebody would be like telling me that we did something wrong and that we were supposed to start at a certain time, like 9:30, and it's not 9:30, but it's not a show. So guess who's not in trouble? Me. Actually, I think I am in trouble because when I walked in the door very late versus what I thought I was going to be home, the kids were awake. They were making popcorn. The dog was running around. There was sand art happening. It was pure chaos, and that's maybe because I was late. It's a thing that happens. It's fine. It's fine. There's no rules. We make the rules here. It's a happy hour. It's an excuse for you guys to hang out with me to hang out with you, all of us to hang out together. We hang out. We have a drink, something. It doesn't matter what you're drinking. I'm going to drink things. I have a beer, I have booze, I have other booze, I have emergency booze, I got all kinds of stuff. But the point is that we hang out together and drink all these things. So as you crack open something, whatever that may be, tell me what it is that you are cracking open. Let me make sure the mouse actually works, and then I can see what it is you're drinking. This is chaos already. Josh is having a Tropic Theory. Julia's cracking open a Mad Tree Coffee and Vanilla Access Monday. That's a good choice. Ryan wants to know what Julia tastes on the finish. Ryan is having a bubbler Hefeweizen from New Glarus. That sounds great. Josh tasted a lot of chocolate on the end of the beer, which is okay. I'm just operating off of like maybe a 3-week-old memory at this point. The last time I had it, I feel like it was real like bitter kind of coffee. Like that's what I remember. I don't know. Let's see. Joe is having Tropic Flare. It's been a long time since I've had Tropic Flare. Actually, wouldn't mind having a Tropic Flare. That sounds pretty good. Let's see. Chris is having a champagne bottle of the Imperial Bubbles from Valentine's Day last year. That's a fun beer. Julia says that there is almost a burnt coffee or baker's chocolate kind of bitter finish at the very end. Look at me. Yeah. Like coffee. Like a bitter coffee. The very end doesn't linger for long to me. Eric is having a municipal borracho. I got to start with schnapps. You guys know how this thing goes. We're diving into some Bekarovka because why not? Why the heck not? Bekarovka, for anybody that's new, is not really a schnapps. I also don't know where the camera is aimed. It's not really a schnapps, but we're counting it as one because it's delicious. It smells and tastes like you took my grandpa and stuffed him in a cedar chest, and I kind of like that. So I can't stop drinking it every week. One of these days we're gonna have to dive into something else. Maybe when this bottle is gone, which we're getting there. We got I don't know how many more weeks this is. It's a little while. Especially since starting next week, next episode of the Weekly Pint, I'm not going to be here. I mean, for you guys, I'll still be here. It'll feel like I'm still here. It'll just look different. For me, I'm going to be somewhere else, and that's going to be very complicated. Marco joining in. What's up, Marco? Tell us what you're drinking. So I will not be drinking Bekarovka next week on the show. I don't know what I'm going to be drinking. I will be in Virginia, and I have no idea what the booze selection in Virginia looks like. I also don't know how much time I will have to shop for booze before the show next week. I don't know anything. I know nothing. That's all I know. In the words of Operation Ivy, all I know is I don't know nothing. This is pale yellow, and it smells Smells like my grandpa. Oh, I love it so much. Marco is going to have a pale ale from Parish Brewing when he gets to the house. I might have to find a way to smuggle some Bekarovka to Virginia. Oh, it smells great. All right, Prost. Yeah, it's like if you took my grandpa and squished him into a little ball, stuffed him in a cedar chest. That's, yeah. It's nostalgic. It's warm. It's like happy. That's what I needed after a long day, a long couple weeks. Life has been way more stressful than it should be. Not only am I dealing with a bunch of work stuff that you guys kind of let you in on, but life has just been a little overwhelming lately, and this is one of those drinks that just the nostalgia of it is very comforting, I guess, when life gets a little overwhelming. Yeah, I love that. That's fantastic. That's a good way to start the show. Let's see. We're talking, I believe we're still talking about Axis Mundi. It's very confusing because the comment on my screen says that Julia is replying to Julia, and it says I don't get a ton of vanilla either. I think I get a hint of something that could be raspberry-esque right before that final bitter note, but I don't know if I would notice if I wasn't looking for it. So I think we're talking about Axis Mundi. I'm going to open a beer because the beer is already warm. I threw it in the fridge, but it has been sitting in a car for an hour and a half because I've been in Columbus, and we got to talk about that a little bit, but I want to get this in a glass before it gets too warm. I've been obsessed with the Olympics. There's probably people that are way more obsessed than I am, but I've been pretty obsessed with it. And one of my favorite sports that I've been watching or was watching earlier in the week was curling. And this is some kind of collaboration with a curling league, I guess. This is from Derive Brewing in Columbus, which is where I was this evening. On the back, it says it right here where I'm looking at it. It says Columbus Curling Club. This is called broom stacking, which is probably some kind of curling term. I feel like with as much curling as I've watched, I would know terms. I don't know any terms, though. It says that this is brewed with Weyermann Bark Pilsner and Bark Munich malts and Czech Saaz hops. This one's a perfect crusher for broom stacking with your buds after a long day on the ice. And that makes me think that it has something to do with a curling term. Broom stacking. I wish somebody would tell me what broom stacking is. There is a QR code where you can scan it and learn more about the Columbus Curling Club, but I'm going to guess that they don't tell me terms on there. Here, if you guys want to scan QR codes, it's in the dark there, so you probably can't scan it. That's fine. This is what happens. It was better on the other camera, wasn't it? If you need to learn more about curling, that's fine. This is a Czech style amber lager, and I appreciate that it says on there Czech style because this is not from the Czech Republic. It is Czech style. All right, let's get it in the glass. Okay, we've got all kinds of things are happening. Chris says, my cousin was on the national team from Bowling Green. Curling? Yes, maybe. Julia wants to know if I asked John if the Canadians cheated in the Olympics with a stone poke. John says that a broom stacking is when the winners buy the losers a beer and you sit around BS. Okay, I like that. Yes, Carl. Okay. I did not ask John if the Canadians cheated. However, I think the Canadians cheated by poking their stone. However, yes, Stone Poke is a great name for a beer that is curling themed. I think I answered all those questions. If not, we'll just drink this. It's fine. This is a little chilled, so I got it home and I tossed it in the fridge, and then as I was setting up for the show, I tossed it in like the little mini freezer on one of the fridges. It's not as cold as I want it to be, but it's fine. It is amber. Julia says apparently the women's team poked the stone too. The Canadian women or our women? Whose women? Not that anybody owns the women. Which women's team? Look, if you can't poke a stone these days, what can we poke? This is a pretty beer. Amber, a little hazy, but man, it's just very pretty. Big old fluffy head. That could be that it's pretty close to room temperature. The Canadian women's team. So both of the Canadian teams are poking stones? That's definitely cheating. That's like a planned, practiced move. We're going to poke the stones. I purposely did not try this beer when I was there. Oh, it's like biscuity, bready deliciousness. Man, oh, that's fun. Let's talk about Derive a little bit as I'm drinking this beer. First time I've ever been in the tap room, and it was not at all what I expected. I think I've had their beer maybe once or twice before, and it's always been good. I was expecting, man, what was I expecting? I think I was expecting some kind of like fancy little brew pub, and that's not what this was. And I say that in a nice way. I'm not saying that it was bad. You pull in, first off, and it's in like this weird little like strip mall kind of thing, sitting in the corner, which is great because parking was nice and easy. You park in the parking lot. And then you walk in, and in the middle of the tap room is a giant metal tree, like a giant like chainmail tree with lots of things dangling off it, which is cool, but I don't understand it. And then like there's this wall, and it has these little shelves that separates the actual brewery from the tap room. And I think there was a bunch of like big cans of like tea or something on the shelves, and that was weird. And then there's no menu anywhere in the room. Like you can't see what beer is on tap. You have to scan a QR code, which I thought we were past that. Can we get past that? Can we please get past that? I hate having to scan a QR code to see what beer is on tap. It makes it very awkward when you're walking up to the bar trying to order a beer. There's a really, really strange tap room. Beer was all fantastic, like really, really great beer. I didn't order any food. However, I did steal other people's food. And the pizza was freaking fantastic. Shout out to everybody that was at the table that was ordering pizza. I believe the guys from Third Eye got the pizzas that I stole. And there was some kind of tikka masala pizza. I might be making that up. It definitely was Indian spiced, and it was incredible. It had these little jalapenos on it, and some kind of Indian spice thing going on that was just amazing. Like it was really, really good. And none of it made any sense. Just the big metal tree in the little strip mall with Indian pizza and Czech amber lagers. I don't get it. But it was great. Okay. Our official liaison for all things curling says it is a rule violation ish. It doesn't affect the rock really, but you're only supposed to use the handle. Like golf, curling is typically a call your own errors game. They were asked if they did, said they didn't, and that's the controversy since they won't admit it. All right. I'll call them. That's a new rule. In curling from now on in the Olympics, the gnome will call it. Brad says, mithril? I don't even know what that is. Mithril. All right, I'm going to drink this now, and I'm excited. Julia says, I need a tikka masala pizza. Yeah, I'm going to send emails tomorrow to every place that I can think of that makes pizza locally, and I'm going to tell them that they need to make tikka masala pizza. Northeast Ohio Craft Beverage News says, I really love Derive, but couldn't agree more with you about the tap room. It wasn't at all what I expected, but in the very best way. It was a great tap room. It was just strange. It was not. I couldn't figure out what was going on, but it was fun. Okay, I am drinking this now. Okay, I stand corrected. Perfect temperature. That is the perfect temperature for that beer. Oh, it's smooth. Definitely bready, malty, biscuity. Floral. Oh, yeah. Brad says that mithril is a rare fictional silver like metal in J.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, primarily named by dwarves in Moria. I wish I could say that helped clear it up. Some kind of a metal. So the tree in the middle of the tap room is some kind of Tolkien thing. Is that a theme to their tap room? Is that part of the thing? Is that the... I don't know. I don't know. I don't know anything about the story of Derive, and there was nothing to tell me anything about the story because there wasn't even like a menu. If there was like a nice like menu that tells me the story of here's where you are and here's who we are, there none of that existed. All that it was just like drink this beer. Trust me, it's good. A lot of collaboration beers. I don't know if that's their thing. I think half the menu was collaboration beers, maybe. I don't know. It's a good beer though. Good food. Yeah, I could. Why? Why are there not more breweries making beers like this? Oh, that's great. Okay, let's talk about why I was in Columbus. Why was I hanging out outside of Cincinnati? Because, as you guys know, that's not my thing. Like I stay very well holed up here in Cincinnati. And this month, I'm venturing all over the place. Not just to Columbus, but, other states too that we'll talk about again before I'm in the show. Today I was in Columbus because we were awarded. I say we, they. I just happened to be helping to award the first ever Ohio Craft Brewers Conference awards, Ohio Craft Brewery Awards. What are we calling them? I don't even know. The conference is now taking place in March. The awards are taking place now so that people can talk about the awards before the conference. It's very complicated because of the snowstorm, basically. This was a smaller award ceremony than it was supposed to be. Ohio Beer Awards. Thank you, Julia. It was a ton of fun. I am so excited to see how this awards, how they grow over the next couple years as people kind of figure it out. I think that what I love is that like when you're talking about a group like Ohio Craft Breweries, everybody is kind of rooting for each other. I'm sure that there is some people that are kind of rooting against each other a little bit, kind of behind closed doors. But they're all kind of still on the same team. Not kind of, they're all still on the same team. Everybody, from what I understand and what I can see, feels really good about each other winning. And that's a little bit different than almost every awards ceremony that I've ever been to or ever watched or paid attention to. Chris says they're on that Towlersville near the Kroger on 747. I don't even know what we're talking about. Oh, Pizza Twist in Westchester has a chicken tikka masala pizza. Noted. Brad says that apparently there's a new Indian-owned Angelo's in Mount Washington serving India-style pizza. Sounds interesting. Come to my area and let's visit. I'm game. So I'm gonna have a full article. I'm gonna say I'm gonna have it done tomorrow, but that just means I have to do it tomorrow morning, which who knows what life will throw at me tomorrow morning. But I will have a full article about the winners. This is the official list right here, though. So we'll talk about Cincinnati's winners, but I'm going to jump around to try to make sure I talk about all of them. And since they're not organized, I might miss some. But I'll have a full article tomorrow. Let's start with the first one on the list, which in conversations throughout the night, there were some people that got it and some people that definitely did not get it. But to me, a big award winner and one that tickles this little thing inside my soul. Julia says, did you steal the winners list? Yeah, I stole the winners list, and I've got a box of medals that I stole. I stole all the medals, too. So nobody actually got their medals. I took them. Sinbev, Little Kings. Little Kings brought home a silver medal for Golden Blonde and other light ales. I think that this is amazing. I get it. I understand what Little Kings is, but from conversations that I had, there are a bunch of people that just don't get it. They don't understand how Little Kings can win, why Little Kings would win, or how anybody could allow it to happen. And I think it's the greatest thing that I can think of right now. Like I have a soft spot for Little Kings. Northern Row, Brewer took home a silver medal. Again, I'm going to try not to miss any as I'm scrolling through here. Third Eye has a gold for Celestial Reserve. Barrel-aged beers, Wandering Monsters. A silver for Pounding Husks. I don't know anything about Pounding Husks, but I love the name. Street Side with a bronze for Barrel-aged Cheap Heat. Brink with a silver for Slow Toboggan. Wandering Monsters with a bronze for John Doe. Wandering Monsters with a silver for Chunkzilla. Third Eye with a gold for Wired Euphoria. Glendale House, this is a big one. Glendale House took home a silver for Lee Morgan. I think that's it. I think that's it for Cincinnati. There's a chance I missed a couple. But like I said, I'll have a full article about it tomorrow. I'll break it all down and we'll talk about it. But and Julia says, I loved that Glendale House won. There is something that's just really satisfying when you have like a little brewery that is able to take home a medal or something that, I don't know, helps people kind of, like it's one thing, and I'm not going to try to take away from a place like Third Eye or Wandering Monsters that wins medals. And we know they're going to win medals. That's part of what they do, and it's part of what they're going to do for a very long time. But when there's a small place that is able to like wave some kind of big flag and be like, hey, we're here too, and we're making beer that stands up against all of the other beer that is being made here in Cincinnati and the state of Ohio. That's a big deal. Like there's a lot of great breweries all over the place, and so the fact that somebody that's little can kind of be a part of that in a big way, it's just I don't know, it warms my heart. Eric says, did Little Kings compete in the seniors division for beers over 30 years old? No. Little Kings is one. It is one of not even close. It is definitely one of the oldest medal winning beers in the city. It is, I think, the oldest medal winning beer in the city that is still being produced for sure. I think it won its first GABF medal in like 1980. God, I got to look it up just to make sure I'm not making up numbers. Let's see. I pulled it up earlier. Let's see. Little Kings. '87. Yeah, their very first gold medal was at the 1987 GABF. They then won another gold in '88 and another gold in '89 and then a silver in '90 and then a bronze in '92. Like, I'm sorry, like that's a lot of medals. It is one of the most award-winning beers, especially at GABF in the city, and I think that it deserves a little respect. A couple questions here. Let's see. Ryan says, I think I've had 4 or 5 of those beers. Celestial Reserve absolutely deserves a gold. Noam, a question. Are you willing to share which categories you judged on? I meant to ask you before I left. Yes. So, day 1, I believe... Okay, day 1, I did red beers. Did we just do one session, day 1? One of you guys remind me. I know I did red beers on day 1. Day 2, I judged winter ales, winter warmers, whatever the category is called. Day 1 was 2 sessions. Okay, we had 2 sessions day 1, 2 sessions day 2. Is that right? So I had red ales, I had winter warmers, I had American IPAs, and I had German wheat beers / Brett beers. What was that kind? Belgian, German wheat, and Brett beers. That was the metal category for me. I need to go back and try to remember which one was which and what I thought about each one of these as I'm looking at them. In the metal category. It's a long time. Day 2 was 3 sessions. So there was 5 total. Then I'm missing one. And I don't remember. Chris says, looking at the 1990 GABF winners, Little Kings is on there, but so is PBR and Coors Light. Okay. I mean, PBR and Coors Light are probably really great examples of their style, so I don't know that I care about that. Red beer, German wheat, American IPA. Yeah, I'm not remembering another one that I judged. Spiced holiday beers. I don't know. 4 rounds of judging. Then the middle round. I see. I'm only remembering 4 total. I don't know. I don't know what I judged. I don't remember what I judged. American IPA. I could go back in notes maybe and look at some point. But I kind of want to drink something else. And it's teasing me, staring at me. We also, at some point, we got to talk about the topic of the show, which I hope everybody caught my reference with the artwork and the show title. We got to talk about BrewDog, because this whole story about BrewDog being possibly broken up and sold, I don't know that it's shocking, but it's definitely newsworthy. Brad says, interesting take that there's a cycle of craft beer. It dies off in the late 90s and reemerges again to where we are now. Yeah, so I think that there is something to that. And I don't know that it's a cycle of craft beer. I think this is going to get us way down a rabbit hole. I don't think that what we think of, and I say we, assuming that everybody thinks the same way that I do, what we think of as craft beer, I don't think it's ever changing. I don't think that's cycling or that things are changing in any kind of actual way. I think maybe preferences are a little bit, but that's not here or there. From a business perspective, there are definitely companies that are getting either there in the 90s, there were companies that were getting a bunch of money dumped into them that shouldn't have, that failed because they were overextended and it's a good way. How can we lump these things together? They people didn't understand what they were investing in, whereas part of the problem today is that there are companies that have grown very big and maybe didn't understand the part of the beer business that they exist inside of. I hope that makes sense, and that does kind of tie into to BrewDog a little bit, because there is this segment of what's happening in craft beer today that is not going to be around, in my opinion, in 5 years or 10 years. I think that it's going to shift back to massive breweries and tiny breweries. And that's the way it's supposed to be. That's the way it always will be. And that's the way people want it to be. The people that are drinking craft beer don't want to drink from a large company. They want to feel like they're drinking from a place that is small, that they connect with for various reasons. Like, there are lots of reasons why people connect with it, but they want to feel like it's a small place. That's something ingrained inside of us as people that some of us are in tune with, some of us aren't, but it still exists with all of us. That's what we want. We want to connect with it in that way. And there are some very big breweries that are now struggling, trying to reconnect with that. There are some breweries like BrewDog that when they started, they just kind of, they clicked on it perfect. There was a segment of people that felt like they were punk, and this punk idea of going against the mainstream, against big beer, and we're going to be the small guys and we're going to battle against that. That feels good, and it does feel good, and it will always feel good, and that's okay. Like you can you can rally against somebody that's bigger than you, and it always will feel good. But as soon as punk rock becomes as soon as punk rock becomes a copyrighted term that the company is now battling against other people using the term on their packaging, you've got an issue. You can't be punk rock if you're fighting in court over people using the word punk on their beer labels. That doesn't make any sense. And as soon as the people that are connecting with your brand uh, get that and hear that and understand that, they're not going to connect with your brand anymore. And that's an easy thing. That's not even like diving into the horrible things that you are doing to your employees, the way you're making people feel inside of your corporate structure from the top down. The idea that you are taking away this living wage, as they call it, the real living wage, as they call it over there. That is not the minimum wage. It's the actual wage that they feel like people should be making to to live. To take that away and to go back to the minimum wage, um, uh, that's not something that people connect with. Like I'm not going to say it's right or wrong, because I understand that there are people being paid crap money in the service industry everywhere. But like lots of people over the years have told me that it's all business, or they've said that everybody has a price, or if they have to fire people, it's just a business decision, or if they have to cut corners somewhere, it's just business. Like, we don't want to, but it's just business. And I have over the last, I don't know, decade of my life, whatever it's been, I've realized that doesn't actually mean anything. Um, I get that there are times where you have to fire people or lay people off. Um, I get that there are times where you can't hire people, or you have to pay people less than you want to. I get that as a part of the necessity of what you have. But this idea that that you have to pay people less than they're worth, or that every person has some kind of a price that makes them um, give up on some kind of value that they have. It's not a real thing. Every person does not have a price. Uh, every business does not have to treat people poorly. Um, Sometimes people may be faced with the decision of either um, doing things in a way that they don't agree with, or closing, and that may be a decision that people are faced with. And sometimes people will make the decision that they will do things in a way that they don't want to stay open. Other places will close their doors before they treat their employees poorly. Um, I know for me, I will close a business before before I uh before I will sooner close a business um before I go against something that I believe in. I will sooner I will sooner burn things to the ground before I sell it to somebody that I don't think believes in the things that I started things on. Um, Brad says, unfortunately, culture is king, and unfortunately, culture is also a trend, both intangibles. I don't know that that's unfortunate. Culture is something that everybody should hold near and dear to their hearts, and I think it should be at the core of everything that we do as companies, as people, as families, as groups of friends. I think it is the thing that holds all of this together. And I don't ever like it can shift and it can evolve over time, and that's okay, but I don't think you ever turn your back on it. Like if you know what your culture is, you can't ever turn your back on it. And when you do, you're failing everything that you started out to be as a person and as a company and as a family and as a group, whatever that is. And like that's I see it with a lot of these companies that they're failing people that believed in them from day one. And like if you believed in BrewDog, I, I don't know what to tell you. It seemed pretty transparent from the beginning what it was, but this is now this conversation is now about something much bigger than BrewDog, the evil empire that the you know punk driving a tank through London. Come on, like it was all a show, and like I think that there's a lot of people that when they feel like they need to put on some kind of a show to display how punk rock they are, or how this they are, or how that they are, it should be a big red flag that that's probably not who they are. You don't have to show people. You just have to know it and try to let that guide you in everything you do. And it's hard, and I think we all struggle with it in lots of parts of our life. And I'm not just talking about businesses. I'm talking about everything. I'm talking about like small decisions in just your family, just these little groups of people that you live with or you exist with. Like culture is everything. It's I it's hard to watch. I know that like we're in a weird spot as a country right now. I know that we're in a lot of weird spots with a lot of companies that we believe in. I know that we're in a weird spot as a world. I don't know, man. It's painful to watch so many people turning their backs on something that we all know that deep down they don't want to turn their backs on. And like I just I think there's a better way to do this. And like I don't know how to. I'm not that I can get through to anybody, but I don't know how to get through to people, and I don't know how customers can get through to people. I don't know how. I don't know. Maybe this is a much too deep of a topic to be trying to dive into on the Weekly Pint, but it's something that's been consuming my mind a lot over the last I don't know year or so. As we watch some of these companies kind of lose their way, and there's been a lot of people that like I've respected so much that have on both ends of the spectrum have gone one way or the other, that have done things that I have just deeply have disrespected, done things that I have no respect for, that I look at and I'm like, how could you do that? Like, how could you make this choice and think that this is the smart way to do this? And then other places that have made a choice that I'm like, that hurts. I hate that you did that. But God, I understand it. Like, that was exactly what you should have done. I don't want you to do that, but I get it. And that's the right way to do this. And it's like, there is like that list on both ends of the spectrum has just gotten it's gotten very high on both ends of those spectrums. And like there's not a lot of places that have found any way in the middle of that, if any. I don't know if there is a way in the middle of that. I feel like everybody has to go one way or the other. And so it's been eating at me. Let's see. Julia says, more local question because who cares about BrewDog? Sorry for their employees who are good people. They'll need to find new jobs, though. Is the OTR still house closed? No. Ryan says, BrewDog needs to go the way of another famous dog, Old Yeller. I'll revisit that in a second, Ryan. Julia, OTR Stillhouse is not closed necessarily. OTR Stillhouse has not made beer since their last brewer left, which was, I don't know, a year ago, maybe, at least. It's been a long time. And no, they have not made any beer since then. They have not made any spirits since then either. They have been opening, serving other people's products, and kind of working through some of their other stock. As far as I know, they are still open for special events right now, but are not open regular hours. That being said, they are not officially closed. They are not, as far as I know, listed for sale. I don't want to crap on any businesses or people, but there are definitely people that I think don't know what they have and don't know what they're doing with what they have. Speaking in a big proverbial non-specific sense, just there are people out there. Whoa, hey, that's loud. It's the drunk line. I don't know if that's ringing for you guys too, but it's very loud for me. You guys can't hear it. Hey, you're on the Weekly Pint. Who is this? Oh, I missed it. It went to voicemail. Whoever that was, call back. I got too distracted by the loud ringing, which was very loud in my head. Which means I need to turn this down. No, Zach, the drunk line is not down. Call back. I just got too distracted by the ringing and was here it comes again. Oh, still so loud. Okay, that's fine. All right, we're going to turn that down. Oh, why is it so loud? That's fine. I'll answer it before. Hey, you're on the Weekly Pint. Who is this? Hello? Hang on. Are you, oh, we missed it. We're having trouble connecting. Why is the ringer loud, but the voice is not? I feel like we can connect here. I feel like we can make this happen. Brad says, I know it's been talked about, but we can go down the rabbit hole of non-local breweries coming in and leaving versus local breweries doing what they do to stay relevant. Oh, yeah. That's a... Okay. Oh, hang on. We're ringing again. See if we can do this time. Hello. You're on the Weekly Pint. Who is this? Oh, there we go. Wait.
Hey, what's up, Gnome? It's Zach.
Can you hear me, Zach?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay,
now.
cool, man. Yeah, that's fine. Of course you can.
No, I called. I was like, wait, I saw the drunk line. I figured I would call in just to say hey, because instead of commenting this time, I figured to make my introduction and saying hi, because I was trying to like listen to you a little bit before I jumped in here, because I jumped in late. because kiddo had a hard time she's been up and down. So I wanted to jump in there because I
Gotta
wasn't
go, gotta go with the
participating.
Dimetap. Not NyQuil.
Yeah, well,
Dimetap.
she had some. Well, she had a fun weekend, and then she ended up unfortunately puking today, but ended up being okay later on during the day.
Too much
It wasn't
Dimetap.
chunks. It was
Cut
more
back on the Dimetap. A little less Dimetap. Yeah.
I don't think that can work on a 3-year-old.
Do they still make Dimetap? Is that still a thing, or was that just when I was a kid?
I actually think they do make Dimetap.
Okay, yeah.
Believe it or not, my wife got some Flintstone vitamins for her, and they still make Flintstone vitamins. If you remember those.
Well, hell yeah, they do. I eat them like candy.
10 million strong and growing.
That's
right.
right.
I just wanted to chime in first of all and say, hey, I want to give you a chance to drink some more of that beer that I saw sitting there.
Yeah.
If you want to take another swig there, I'll let you get a chance to swig some of that.
Of course, yes, sir. Do you want to chime in on this whole BrewDog thing, or do you want to get to this idea?
Yeah, I do. Well, it was the BrewDog. Well, first of all, I want to let you know I'm drinking tonight a Rheingeist McCool, which is their Irish red ale. I don't do red ale very
Irish
well,
style red ale.
Yes, Irish style with red ale.
Mm-hmm.
But this one's really good. I'm going to be honest. I'm very surprised because I'm not a huge red ale fan. But this hits the spot. I think Ryan's had it on his video too, by the way, because I think they did a little snippet on their Instagram. But I mean, I wanted to know, I guess, more in depth. Maybe I missed it from the beginning. You might have talked about it already. I'm sorry if you did. Mm-hmm. But I'm trying to figure out what's the hate like. Coming into Cincinnati, I knew a little bit about BrewDog. Of course, it's not a Cincinnati thing, but when they were here, they didn't seem like they were like very like hated upon, I guess you could say, because I remember liking Elvis juice. Obviously, that was a big thing to drink, and I still kind of like Elvis juice if I find it around. But now I feel like there's like this sudden, I don't know if it's sudden, but something that's going on with it. I guess I'm trying to understand more. Was it management and people who own the place? Like, what made them so shitty that everyone hates them, including Julia?
Well,
that's like she's a strong hate for them, and I've always wondered what happened to that. Was it like something that was good at one point, but then they just treated their employees like shit, and now everyone just hates them, or it's cool to hate them? You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Julia can obviously speak for herself. I will allow people to speak for themselves. I'm not trying to talk for her, even though I sometimes do that on her show. I'm gonna pour myself some booze as I dive into the hatred that I have for BrewDog. I'm gonna open up a can of this thing that I found in the fridge. I don't know where this came from or how old it is, but it's in.
What is it?
I'm trying to find a date first, and it's just these blurry numbers. This is Goodoo Cola Champagne Soda. I don't actually know.
What the hell?
Yeah, that's what I said.
You have the most random stuff in your fridge.
You
I
have
feel like so
no idea. Goodoo Cola Champagne Soda. I'm gonna put some of this in here, and then I'm gonna pour some rum JM in there.
Is it an alcoholic drink, or is it just
no? This is just like cola. I think. I mean, I don't know anything about it. It's just found it. It says nothing about alcohol. What?
There's someone on Instagram. No, maybe you posted on Facebook or Instagram. There's something you're drinking, like, because I'm a connoisseur, not just beer, but I do like trying new beverages that are out there. Oh, that's what it was. It was the new Baja Blast. It was actually pretty good. The Mountain Dew one.
Yeah, I didn't like that one. Thought it tasted crappy.
I thought it was pretty decent. But I mean, I don't know. Who am I to say? But some of the Mountain Dew flavors all sound like all taste like they run together.
Let's get some rum. I should have tried this before I put rum in it, but we're gonna put rum in it. Okay, Julia.
Sounds like a great plan.
Julia says that I'm speaking for her tonight unless I say something she disagrees with, and then I do not speak for her. But I think that we share the same opinions on that damn company. Yeah. Okay. So let's dive into it. So. You mentioned the culture of the company, and I think that is the biggest thing for me. Yeah, maybe not the biggest. That is one of the biggest things. There was an open letter that the employees put out. I don't have a date on the letter, but there was more than 70 former employees that put out this open letter. that was a criticism of the top-down leadership of the company and how they
Okay.
led a culture of fear and a toxic work environment. That led
Fear.
to the stepping down of James from CEO position into captain was the position he took over after that, which is not really stepping down of anything. I talked a little bit earlier about their dropping of their living wage commitment, which was a great commitment that they didn't believe that minimum wage was good enough for their employees. So they committed that all of their employees would now make a living wage, which was higher than minimum wage. It's like, I don't know what the actual numbers were, but they thought that was what their employees needed. And then when the company started not doing as good, they said, "Oh, wait, never mind.
They backed out.
Yeah, let's go back on that. Never mind. Now minimum wage is good enough." And that's bullshit. They had a little tone deaf advertising things going on, including using can I say suicide on Facebook and YouTube? I don't know. But yeah, they were using it in advertising, and I don't think that should ever be joked about and played around with, regardless of how punk you are. It is not punk to talk about things like that or joke about it. It's in fact incredibly tone deaf. They if we want to talk about hypocrisy, just the entire usage of punk. Punk is has nothing to do with corporate culture, and if you pretend that you're punk and then, as we talked about earlier, start to go after people in court that are also using the word punk on their advertising, you are definitely not punk. It's insane to even
honest,
pretend.
This is the first time I've heard of
Even
them
pretend
being
that you are.
punked.
You want to talk about girl beer, Zach? Because girl beer is a thing that they pretended was a thing. Girl beer and pink IPA,
Girl beer.
I get that it's a joke or it was supposed to be some kind of satire, but I don't have any patience for that. I have both a girl child and a boy child, and neither one of them need to grow up in a world where they think that girl beer is a thing. There is no such thing as girl beer. There's no such thing as boy beer. There is just beer, and everybody drinks beer. And I don't have patience for anybody that thinks differently than that. And BrewDog is one of the companies that thought differently than that. Let's talk about crowdfunding. This whole equity for punks thing. Do you know how many people they suckered into owning a piece of their company and conned them into buying pieces of their company? Do you know how many people tattooed a BrewDog logo onto their body because you got a discount on beer and you felt like you were part of some kind of equity thing where you owned a piece of BrewDog? Because there are thousands of people that did, and it's stupid. And it's an abomination to everything that craft beer stands for. And BrewDog had no problem with it. In fact, they just kept selling more and more shares of equity for punk, this stupid crowdfunding thing that guess what happens now when they sell the company? Nothing. Those people don't get money back. The private equity that invested in them gets their money back, but the equity for punks people get nothing because there was no equity at all because there was no equity. It was not equity. It was a scam because BrewDog is not punk. BrewDog is not craft. BrewDog is nothing. You want to talk about their shading marketing practices?
Wait, time out.
You asked me. You asked me, and I'm still no timeouts. Okay. I got one more. So, BrewDog allegedly, and this is not confirmed, but allegedly would bring people into interviews. They would interview these young marketing people, bring them in and say, "Hey, we need you to create some kind of a test, a marketing test. We need you to create some kind of marketing plan for us." And they would create these plans, and then they would say, it's not really working for what we're going for. And then later, they would use that same plan that those people created and not pay those people. And this is not just a one-time thing that happened. This is over and over and over. And not credit people for their work, and not pay people for their work, not give people jobs for the work that they were doing. It's Bullshit. It's not punk. It's not craft. It's nothing. It's not even human. They are a terrible company, and they deserve no place, not just here in Cincinnati, not here in Ohio, but nowhere in this country. They do not belong they're not part of this community. I hate them, and I don't care if they close. And if you want to buy them, buy them. But they have no place here in my fridge. I'm gonna drink my beer.
Mic drop.
I can't drop them. It's attached to an arm. I can't drop it. But I'm going to drink some rum and Coke. Rum and.
Tell me how you really feel.
Good
how you really
Those
feel.
are not my thoughts. Those are Julia's thoughts.
Oh, okay. So those are all thoughts of Julia, not you. Oh man. Okay, so I get it now. So a couple questions, I guess, trying to follow with everything. First of all, is BrewDog even? They're from another country. Are they another country brewing thing, and they just kind of moved to the United States? Is that correct?
Yeah, they're from Scotland.
Scotland. Okay, so they originated in Scotland.
Mm.
So maybe originating at first, they were. I don't know. Maybe they weren't as shitty when they first originated. Maybe being a part.
You
of
don't
everything.
just no. Stop. You don't just become shitty. You're shitty somewhere deep down the whole time. You don't just ever become shitty. You can become less shitty over time, I believe, and I hope for people, but I don't think people just become shitty. They were always shitty.
Well, I guess my question was, did you ever buy their product at one point before all this?
Of course.
Stuff. Okay. Because
I've also shopped at Walmart. You want to get into that?
Well, I mean, how much time do you have? Well, first of all, let me respond to this. Because Walmart, I'm going to get at Walmart because they got cheap prices. I know people are like, "Oh, fuck the Walmart guys," blah blah blah.
It's okay.
But
Let's dive into that. And I'm not defending or criticizing people that go to Walmart, but where do we draw that line with the places that we support? And like I get it. I'm not going to say that I don't go to Walmart sometimes, but like we probably shouldn't be, right? Like we should probably try not to support companies that are crappy companies.
Yeah, well, I can understand. See, that's the thing, because I know some people are like, well, I might have some indisposable income, so I'm going to go support those people who might get a little higher priced, such as, I don't know, maybe Target, or that's another big one. Or I don't know, if you're thinking local, I don't even fucking know like who locally you would go to buy certain clothes. Of course, you're going to want to support local things. But there'll be times where you're like, okay, well, I'm on a budget. I'm paying my student loans. I got this car payment. Got another child on the way. So where do you draw the line to going like, okay, am I going to try to support local, which I'm all about doing?
Yeah.
You can do that some of the time, or you kind of split it both ways, where you do some of the local and then you go, you know what, I am going to go to Walmart because it's $2 cheaper than going to Kroger, for example.
Well, that's different.
I mean, we do the Kroger and Walmart pickup thing. So
and there is definitely a difference between, like, if I need to buy a pair of blue jeans, I get that there's not somebody that I know of that's making me blue jeans around here that I can get for an affordable price. I get that.
Exactly.
But that's different than if I want to go buy cucumbers. And I'm not buying my cucumbers at Walmart. I'm not doing it ever. I'm just not going to go. I'm not going to do that.
I mean, we do.
And yeah, like there, you at some point we got to draw a line as people, as human beings that believe in something, and like.
Well, if you want to do fresh stuff, you go into a fresh fruit.
No, it's not even about fresh. I'll even buy a crappier cucumber for the same price because I'm not supporting somebody that I don't believe in. And like at some point, we as human beings have to draw a line, or else we're done.
I get it. I get what you're saying, and that's where I fall half and half into it. But when I say half, is like when I can support something local, sometimes I will.
You always can.
I don't know. Here,
well, I shouldn't say always.
Let me throw this out. For example, recently, I think my wife was telling me that Cincy Shirts is starting to struggle, asking people if they didn't charge fucking $30 for a shirt, $25 for a shirt, I might be buying this more. Of course, you got to be local.
I'm not going to criticize what somebody charges. There are companies, and I'm not gonna call out Cincy Shirts, but there are companies that have had other issues that I don't necessarily agree with.
Well, that's
that
just
we
me
could
just
call out.
using an example.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm just using it as an example, not saying that I don't like Cincy shirts or I wouldn't support them because I have bought some shirts from them before. But to be honest, if I'm going to go on Amazon or something like that, of course, I know some people are like, oh my God, of course Amazon's going to have it cheaper, blah, blah, blah. To be honest, I mean, they're not going to make the same quality like the local stuff, which is really cool, that Cincy shirt. But when you get to that point where you're like, oh man, I got to charge higher and higher for this price of beer, or I'm sorry, this shirt, it's almost with beer too, because I've seen people in my group complain sometimes. They're like, oh my God, $7 a pint. Yes, it does start to get pricey, but it's to the point. It's like, okay, some of these guys do have to survive, but I do like there are some people who are trying to keep it as best as they can to that certain point where it's not overcharging for, like, I don't know, for a flight. Because I've been to some places where it's like $15 a flight. The beer is just like, oh, it's pretty good. But then I go to another place, they're charging way cheaper. I don't know, like Third Eye is pretty reasonable. I'm just using it as an example. I think like 10, $12, whatever it is for a pint. And it's like, okay, they got all good beers. So, but I see where some people do get to that point where like, okay, am I going to go out and spend more and more money? Because of course, the higher things are going up, we're expected to pay less, but these people are having to pay more. I don't know. I don't know if you go to, I'm just going all over the place, but higher gravity might have something that might be $1 or $2 cheaper than if you go to, I don't know, maybe a standard beer or the White Oak Marathon or something like that, because they're a local business and they're trying to stay afloat. I'm not saying trying to stay afloat because they do really well for themselves, but I'm just saying they have to charge the extra thing. So you have to, some of those things I do understand. So that's, I'm like, okay, I'll splurge a little bit, not really splurge, but spend a little bit more on something and keep it local as best as you can. But there are those times where you go, okay, listen, money's kind of tight this week or that month. I'm going to probably go a little bit cheaper on this, or I'm going to not buy the most expensive barrel aged beer and stick with that IPA. I'm just using all, these are all examples. I'm just going from back
sure.
and forth on how I go in between the spectrums and stuff, between going from, oh, yours is fully, it sounds like yours is like fully like a Walmart. They have a whole evil corporation stuff behind them. Yes. But then you go, oh my God. Okay. So I might not want to support them, but I don't know, but I want to buy something that's cheaper. Like, hey, I'm hanging out with some buddies who might not like fucking craft beer, and I really don't want to have to buy Budweiser. But if that's what they're gonna like, I'm gonna enjoy that time with my friends. Whatever, I'll buy a couple Budweisers, Michelob, or whatever
Yeah,
might be the watered down beer that people might say.
I'm
So
not going to pretend that every beer that I drink is craft beer, or every beer I drink is a locally made craft beer, or every product I buy is from some kind of local company, because that's not true. Like I'm sitting here and I'm drinking um, g- good Goodoo Cola from God knows where this comes from. I don't know who makes this. Rum JM. I'm
and
pretty
how old
sure.
it is, don't know.
But I'm pretty sure that some large company owns this. Like I don't know. I don't. This glassware that I sold comes from some kind of large company. Like this is not local company stuff. Buffalo
Sure.
Trace. This glass comes from Buffalo Trace. They're owned by Sazerac. That's a huge company. The recorder that I'm drinking out of, or that I'm recording into, like this is from some Chinese company, I believe. This microphone is definitely not locally produced. Like no, like the things that we like, there are things around us that we make decisions on, and I'm
Yeah.
not ever going to say that somebody shouldn't buy something because
Sure.
they have their own reasons for that. But I will,
Unless it's BrewDog.
yeah, but I will say that there are companies that pretend to be something that they're not. And there are some
Oh, I
people,
get that. I totally get
there
that.
are some people too that will pretend that they are supporting something because it's trendy or
It's a cool thing
fun
to
to
do.
say you're supporting it, or it's cool, yeah. And
Like,
I just don't have patience for it. I don't have patience
no,
for
I
it. Like
totally get it.
I'm wearing a hat that says "Be Gnarly" because that came from a slogan that I have that is "Be Gnarly, Drink Local," and I get that there are times where we don't drink local, but the idea behind
Oh
this
yeah.
whole this idea of being gnarly is like trying to just be better in every decision that we make, and we're making like there are a lot of people that just don't think about the things that they're doing. It's just like, oh yeah, I need cucumbers. While you're putting that Walmart order in, put some cucumbers in. And like we have to be better than that. And it's not just in the drinks that we're drinking, it's in everything that we do. Every decision that we make has to be better. Like uh, every dollar that we spend means so much. And like I don't know if everybody respects how much their money affects the world around them. And we've got to start doing something different. And if we don't start doing something different, the world around us is going to just keep dramatically changing over and over and over, and it's going to be
Well, especially with the AI shit too. I'm just thinking about how many AI commercials I saw in the Super Bowl and how scary that shit is. I'm like sitting there thinking like Skynet,
AI
Terminator 2.
AI is not scary. AI only increases the value of real things if people support real things. That's the whole joke of all of this. Like Walmart's not the enemy, AI is not the enemy, Budweiser is not the enemy. All it does is increases the value of the real things that we believe in if people believe in them. But the scary thing is that people don't actually believe in them. And that's what I want to change. I want people to believe in the things that they're talking about. If people are pretending like they like craft beer, drink craft beer. If people like or want to talk about liking local businesses, support local businesses. If you like creating content or like taking pictures or writing things or making something, make things.
Go do it.
Yeah, stop letting AI be the thing that people are consuming. Make things that people consume. Like AI can't win if all we're consuming is things that people make. It just the whole thing is like,
Oh yeah,
it's insane. It's absolutely insane. It's infuriating to me that people think that there's this world that we're battling against because it's just us. It's just us that we are consuming the things that we pretend that we hate. Stop consuming the things that you hate, and they don't exist. Just stop consuming them.
Well, sometimes I don't know how much you have for hatred. Well, I don't even know. You said you sometimes
I don't have
drink
hatred for a
Budweiser,
lot
for
of things.
example.
I'll drink a Budweiser. That's fine.
Okay, so we'll drink a Budweiser. But the reason I'm getting at that is it's really damn hard to disagree with supporting Budweiser when you see, like, I'm going to bring this up because I was listening to the Beer Consequence because I kind of get late on stuff. And it's really hard when they have some damn good commercials about eagles and horses and how cute these fucking things are. And you're like, oh my God, that's a great commercial, Budweiser. You know what? You just hit my heartstrings on that one. You know what I'm saying? They got cool stuff like that.
Does that make you go buy a Budweiser?
To be honest, it doesn't.
No.
It just goes, man. Well, sometimes you go and you look at these commercials, and I sometimes know when it's a Budweiser. I'll be like, I bet you this is going to be a Budweiser commercial. It is.
I Budweiser is it is still a company that is doing something, and like I don't fault them for what they're doing. I'm not running out to the bar to buy a Budweiser. I can't think of the last time I had a Budweiser or a Bud Light. But I'm not going to say that I won't, and you put me in the right situation.
Yeah, when it's something like you're like, okay, let's have a shower beer or something. Or
I'm not drinking in my shower. Nope, not doing it then either. I got better beers for that. I got better beers for that. But I'm not going to say that it won't ever happen. But I can't think of the situation off the top of my head.
Or when you feel the urge to watch Kid Rock's halftime show versus Bad Bunny, and you're like, I gotta drink a Budweiser right now.
What does that even mean? How do you watch a halftime show versus another halftime show? Do you put them on at the same time?
All I know.
What halftime show did you watch, Zach?
Okay, look, Bad Bunny's not bad. Of course, couldn't really understand.
No, he is bad. It's in his name. He's Bad Bunny.
Okay, that's the sets, all that cool, whatever. But I'll be honest, being a Kid Rock fan back in his, what was it called? I know you're probably like, I don't fucking know, but Devil Without a Cause. That album, it just had all the ball with the ball, blah blah blah, all the stuff I grew up on.
Ball
so
with
I'm
the
not
ball.
gonna lie, I love that fucking. with the bang bang diggy. I don't know what it fucking was. And then a kid, of course, cowboy. Anyway, all the famous songs. I did like that album a lot, and I am not gonna lie, I've kind of liked Kid Rock over the years, but
Did
then his like kind of
did
going
you? No, here's
downhill, and
here's a question. Here's a question. Did you tune away from the Super Bowl to go watch another halftime show?
I did not actually.
Okay. Yeah.
I did actually watch Bad Bunny. I now later on I went back to actually it was on Facebook everywhere. I went back to watch the Kid Rock thing
Well,
to
that's
see
fine.
how bad everybody was talking about it. But what happened is I was like, wow, Kid Rock, you're actually lip syncing. That's one thing I will not tolerate.
They all lip
Is
sync.
if you're lip
I
syncing,
don't look.
not all of them. No, Green Day didn't lip sync.
No,
I
no.
watched the Green Day one.
Yes, not all of them. The Green Day was not halftime, but yes, I understand
Well,
that
they
not all
played the
have to.
beginning show.
Do
You know what I
do you
mean?
want to know something that will blow a lot of people's minds right now? What is the
What?
best national anthem at the Super Bowl you can think of?
Uh, I don't even know who did all of them.
Whitney
To
Houston.
be honest, I
The
couldn't
answer
tell.
is Whitney Houston,
Oh, Whitney Houston. Okay, Whitney Houston was the best of all time.
which was
Did-
pre-recorded. It is
Oh,
really,
shit.
it is really, really hard to perform in a stadium. I do not, here's the statement. I do not fault anybody for, it hurts me to say this, but I don't fault anybody to lip sync a halftime show. I don't fault them. With that statement, I will then continue and say that, however, when you don't lip sync, you get way more bonus points, and I respect it a lot more. But I don't
And I think a
fault
lot of
anybody
people
for
do
lip
that.
syncing. Lip syncing's fine.
I mean,
It's
didn't they say that Michael Jackson and Prince were some of the best halftime shows? Like, I don't remember if they lip sync or not, but that had happened.
Yeah, no, they were great. What do you mean? Didn't they
I want
say?
to say that
Didn't you
one.
watch them?
I mean, I don't remember. Well, Michael Jackson, I was younger at the time.
I get
so I
that.
wasn't watching
I
football
get
as
that.
much
I
as
was,
I
yeah.
was.
But Prince
But like,
Prince
it would
wasn't
be
that
one
long
I'd go
ago.
back on.
When was
I
Prince?
think it was, I don't know. Prince, I don't know what year that was. I think it still was one of those older ones too, as well. I will say I did not mind Kendrick Lamar last year. I like some of the. I mean, I just like
That's
all
good.
genres
And
of music.
Dre a couple years ago. Like, there's been some great ones, but
Well, okay, that was a problem I had with Dre and all them. Like, I liked it, but the thing I hate about it is they had Eminem sing the same damn song that's always on the radio. Is "Lose Yourself" to the music, the moment. I think that's the one.
it's
Or
a
the one from
halftime
his
show at the
movie.
Super Bowl. They're supposed to play the hits.
Yeah,
That's the whole point.
Listen,
That's what we want.
he picked.
I don't want some deep
But
cut.
did you? No. Did you watch the White Stripes or Jack White and him when they performed it? I think it was one of the Lions games. I think it was Christmas or Thanksgiving, one of the two. That shit right there was the Eminem I wanted to hear. And it was a song everybody knew, but it wasn't the same fucking "Lose Yourself" in the
That's
music.
different.
Like, I
That
don't
is
even
a
mind if
whole
it was
different. No, Super Bowl.
If they would have done
Super Bowl.
if they would have done the halftime show, I would have been like, okay, this is a good halftime show. Like,
Okay,
that was just
all right.
so good to me.
Sure, I get
Jack
that. I
White,
get that.
I've always loved Jack White and the White Stripes. So I mean, it's just, of course, you got the Michigan roots. That's why they did that whole thing. And of course, I will say it kind of does suck that I feel like a lot of the rock, like, I don't know,
The Rock?
alternative rock and stuff like that.
Oh, not The Rock.
No,
I
not
like
the
him
Rock
too.
himself, Dwayne Johnson. I
Yeah.
mean, hey, if he wants to sing
Maui.
"You're Welcome," my daughter loves that song.
Yeah.
He can sing on the halftime show and go, "You're welcome." I mean, I would watch that shit, but.
Julia says Prince was 2007.
Oh, 2007. Okay,
Michael
see,
Jackson
it's
was
been a
93.
while. I do know Michael Jackson was long before.
93 wasn't that long ago. It was like, what, 10 years ago?
Yeah, I guess so. And I'm just trying to think of the most recent ones. I did enjoy Lady Gaga, I'll be honest. I think The Weeknd
Gaga.
wasn't too bad.
Lady Gaga.
Gaga,
She wasn't. That was this year.
Let's see now. Next time you and Marco and all of you guys record, let's see if he can do a Lady Gaga impression. See if he does that.
I don't. Okay, here's breaking news. Zach, write this down. Breaking news. I don't know. I don't know the next time that me, Julia, and Marco will sit down and record together. I don't know.
Why did you dismember?
I don't know when it's going to happen.
You guys break up?
No, I'm just saying. I don't know when it's going to happen. It might be a very long time.
They do get sad when you don't join them, and they always have to
I'm
call you.
I just
So
I don't know when it's
they
gonna
get to the
happen.
point they're probably,
We're not
oh man,
really talking about it right now, but I don't know when it's gonna happen.
oh, you too busy with your magazine and stuff
I'm not too
coming
busy.
up.
I'm not too busy. In fact, you
Oh,
know what? Tomorrow's a recording day. I'm gonna record.
oh,
And
that is
so
tomorrow.
and so that
Oh,
means
tomorrow's Tuesday.
that the three of us will not be together because I don't know when the next time the three of us will be able to sit down together. It's
What is it? What's this? What's this breaking
I
news?
don't know. We can't talk about it. It's breaking news. We can't talk about it. But
Okay, well,
the three of us will not be together for the foreseeable future.
probably somebody's got something else to do.
I don't know.
But I was gonna say, man, I am missing some of your Cincy Brewcast episodes. I thought we were gonna get one every other weekend, or every other week. I mean,
You
but
and me
now
both.
it's like
You and me both.
it's okay. Hey, as long as you have this, it's okay. Because I listen to this in podcast form at least.
Yeah, this
Between you and Blake, it gives me something to listen to. And of course, Truth Beer, I listen to them on Friday. So, well, sometimes Monday. Like today, I listen to it on a random day.
between me and Blake. That's a good sandwich.
Me, you, and between me, you, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
He's going hard though. He's got an episode every Monday, and he's got one like pre-saved to post the next Monday. I don't. He just does a lot of shit. So
He's on a
I
tear.
guess that's what happens when you don't have kids and you can do that kind of stuff.
Oh, screw that. I've got kids. I make a show every week. At least one show every week.
Sometimes I am envious of you. I sit there and go, how does Gnome do this? So
my family hates
kid,
me. That's why.
Well, I figure your wife is probably like, "Are you going out to record again?"
I'm not going
like,
out.
Are you in the fucking basement again?
The trick is to go down to the basement.
She goes. She probably looks at you when you go to the basement every Monday night. She goes, "Fucking really?" You're like, "Hey, I got fans. I gotta do all this and stuff." Oh, and by the way, if Julie and Marco went with them to get the Patreons, they need to start getting their ass in gear on the Instagram stuff. If they want to continue, because I hear that they're always kind of like, well,
do what now?
It's Marco's
if they want, let me clarify. If they want people to subscribe on Patreon, they need to need to get on Instagram.
Get their ass in gear.
On Instagram?
Well, no, not just on Instagram. I'm just apparently. Well, I was listening to them, and Julie was making it sound like that like there's some extra stuff. Oh, well, no, I know Julie edits a lot of stuff, but I guess there's some stuff that I don't know how the Patreon works. I just know that people pay you extra money to listen for the bonus stuff, and I think there was some.
I mean,
I don't know. I felt like some people were slacking. I don't know how it works out, to be honest.
So Patreon is a place for people to go when they love somebody. They can give them a little bit of money every month to show them that they love them. You're not really paying for anything extra. I mean, you are, but you're paying because you love people. That's the whole point.
See, that's confusing because there are some people that I have followed before, and for example, there's a nostalgic podcast I listen to.
Mm-hmm.
They do this thing for Patreon people who pay for them. They do a free episode,
That's
but then
nice.
every month they do free episodes each month, but then they do a bonus one. And as a Patreon payer, you get to listen to the bonus. If you do not pay for it, you don't get to listen to the bonus episode, and it's usually a subject matter.
But do you know what happens if there's a month where whatever that podcast is or whatever that group is, if they aren't able to make that extra show, guess what people do? They still
start bitching about it.
Nope. They still subscribe. And then you try to then make up to them because you love them. People are subscribing not because they have to have extra stuff. People are subscribing because they love them and because they want to support them. Speaking of which, if you love this show or any of the things I do, go to thegnarlygnome.com/support and become a Patreon member. You can become a Gnomie. It's not.
Yeah, I thought that you give a little extra, don't you? Like for your Gnomies? I always hear you go, well, you got this extra package deal where you like send out some swag and stuff.
I try to support the Gnomies as much as I can.
And see, I like how that is. Like, but you show the love for somebody, and you don't always have to give to somebody, but it's
to make it
nice
clear,
to be like, okay,
people aren't subscribing to get things from me. People are subscribing because they support what I do, and I am then supporting people because they support me. Like it's yeah.
It's a full circle thing. Like it's a circle. What is it? It's a circle of life. Is that a good thing to say? I don't even know. But like,
I think that's where
it's
lions
really.
eat things.
I get it. No, it really. I mean, of course, I always try to listen to as much. I just like you are like the world. I feel like you're one of the busiest people I know, but your content is
Not
always
even
just
close.
so interesting,
Not even close to the
so
busiest person in the world.
entertaining.
Like there's a lot of people that
Okay,
are
fine.
there's a lot of people that are much busier than me. I'm just loud.
I get it.
I'm just loud about being
I
busy.
get it. I get it. You're not Ryan Seacrest. I get it. Okay, but like,
I'm
but
definitely
like
busier than Ryan Seacrest.
but but I will say that you got enough. You speak loud enough for Cincinnati at least to having people who will privately message you not to post certain things and go, hey, no, can you please not do that right now? So you're that popular.
I don't know if
You don't say
popular.
that.
I don't know if popular is the word I would use, but
Well, people support what you do. As myself, where I wouldn't be calling in and taking up to what time it is right now. It's 11:20. I wouldn't be going, hey, if I didn't support you. And then like, I'm just glad I was able to find your podcast stuff, and you're kind of the reason I started getting into listening to more podcasts, because I feel like my attention's more focused on audios than it is like, I mean, I watch video stuff too,
sure.
but when it comes to anything, it's the easiest thing to do is to listen to podcasts.
Well, do you want me to teach you something?
Audiobooks.
This is gonna blow your mind. If there's
Okay.
if there is a video podcast or a video show that you like, you can close your eyes. And now it's an audio podcast.
You were such a
Just saying. Now it's audio.
I'm just kidding. You're not big, but that's just so funny. You're smart. I'm sorry, the smart ass is what I'm thinking about.
But it
How
is.
many times?
I struggled for a long time because like they're especially like coming from like early days of podcasting, like there was a battle between, because video podcasting has always been around, like it's been a thing. Like Apple had like a whole video platform for podcasts early that they didn't really promote the same way that they did audio stuff, and like it didn't catch on. But then people got militant about it, and they're like, no, this a podcast is audio, it has to be audio, it's audio first, it has to be audio. And now in the world we're in now, thanks to YouTube and the fact that it's easy to get monetized on YouTube, people want to have these video shows. And most of the video shows suck, including all of my podcasts that are done with video are not good video podcasts. Like it's not good video. Like it's bad. Like it's no, they're not good. Like the audio might be good, but the video is not good. It's not something you should watch. There's no reason to sit there and watch a couple people sitting at a table talking to each other. That's a bad video. But people want people want the video. And so now there's this there's a whole world of people that are creating these video podcasts that are just people sitting there talking to each other, which is not good video content, but it doesn't really matter because you can just close your eyes.
I say, don't you do that with Brett and Mike though, and their Barstool perspective? What is it? Bruce Guys is what I'm used to.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, that should be a podcast. It should be a podcast. Video doesn't make sense.
I really do feel like they should go back to doing that. I remember
they've never done a podcast. Well, they did the podcast with the other show, but
they did the Bruce Guys.
Different show.
I really liked that.
Yeah, different show.
Little show, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you can send them an email. Tell them to
if
make.
They aren't even listening to you guys. If they aren't listening to how much you guys are mad about them going not live anymore, pretty sure they don't give a shit about what I have to say.
Oh, they're listening. So. They hear us.
Well, Mike. I don't even really met Mike before. Is it Mike? Is his name right? I haven't met him at all before. But Brett,
Steve.
He might talk to me, but
His name's Steve. Brett and Steve.
Wait, who?
Brett and Steve.
Brett and Steve.
Yeah.
Brett and Steve. I thought it was Mike.
No, it's Steve.
Oh, okay. Confusing.
Yeah.
But gotcha. But either way, but I know we're starting to get off topic and stuff, and we're going all about stuff. This main thing I wanted to know is how you felt about BrewDog, and I felt like you were preaching there for a minute. I felt like I was going to a church service, and you had some things to say. But the only thing that I have from BrewDog is probably a pint glass that I got at a Goodwill. That's all I have left of them. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's one of those things like, am I supposed to hate them because they did this and this and this? I mean, you've got a lot of reasons why I shouldn't like them.
You're not supposed to do anything. You do what feels right to you. I gave you my reasons why I don't like them. That's not to tell you that you shouldn't or you should. You do you, and that's fine. There are places that I probably love that there are lots of people around me that could give me reasons why I shouldn't love them that are valid reasons.
Gotcha.
It's not going to change my
thoughts.
That's
everyone's opinion.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I will tell you this, is I don't remember the last time I've had a BrewDog, so if that tells you anything. And I will say when I did go to the first, I think I've only been there maybe twice to the BrewDog here in Cincinnati. And it was before all this stuff, but I will say I wasn't impressed as much with the beer lineup, if that makes sense. It's one of those ones you go, this is just okay, and this is overpriced food. That's pretty much how I felt when I went to the place here in town, or the one in Cincinnati. Oh, it's been a long time. So, I mean, but all I do remember is I do like the Elvis juice, but I guess that's the whole equivalent of everyone going, oh, yeah, I've had Truth before. Well, my guys and I like it pretty well. That's their staple.
I've said it before. Number one, I don't know how you milk Elvis. I don't know how that works. But number two, I stayed in the hotel in Columbus probably, 2 years ago? A year ago, 2 years ago?
I had a friend that stayed in there too. I liked it.
It was,
I don't know.
Yeah, no, it was a great hotel. It was one of the best hotels that I've ever stayed in. So take that for what it is.
Now, is that also going out of business as well? I was actually wondering about it. I'm glad you brought that up.
Nothing is going out of business.
Oh, nothing's going out of business.
As of right now, nothing is going out of business. Now, we'll see how that shakes out long term.
So BrewDog is still existing in Cincinnati, correct?
No, but BrewDog in Cincinnati closed a long time ago.
Oh, well,
it's gone.
That tells you how long I've been there. I haven't been there in forever. It's the whole thing. And when I was really shocked, to be honest, I liked Platform when they were here. Is that Platform right? Yeah, I liked the beer. I liked some of the beer they had, especially the Martian shit. There's a couple other ones I like, and I go, man. And then I just remember on the corner street out there on OTR, and it just like it was gone. But then again, I know they had their own things too, and Budweiser, blah blah blah. I know there's a lot of shit that goes. It sounds crazy to me, but it sounds like Cincinnati's had a lot of those, like Woodburn. I think at one point was one, and Platform and BrewDog. Like they all have this one thing where it starts out like, oh shit, and then it goes, oh okay. You know what I'm saying?
And now we're tracking back to before you called in. Brad had a question about some of those other kind of breweries, and we glanced past it as you called in, but I don't know that I would lump a place like Woodburn in with a place like Platform.
Well, I don't know. I'm sorry. I know they're two different entities, but I'm just
two different stories, though.
What I'm saying is, everyone has their drama. Well, not everyone. Sorry. These breweries specifically are the ones that I hear within the community that I don't know a lot about. That's why I asked you about BrewDog, by the way. And I go, okay, what happened? And so then I'm just like, usually it's like some kind of management or somebody who owns the place or things weren't ran well, whether it be that kind of thing. So I was just trying to get the inside scoop in detail from you, and you pretty much gave me.
Did I give you good scoop? Did I scoop you good enough?
The scoop of whatever it is. I mean, just to what is the word I'm looking for? Trying to be more insightful with it.
Sure.
Trying to be more like understand it more and go, why is this hated so much again? And I'm like, oh, okay. So, not hated. I guess you said you didn't hate, but like disagree with. I guess is a good word. Yeah,
disagree is a good way. I could say that I probably. No, hate's a rough.
You know what? You sounded like you hated BrewDog. I'm gonna be honest. The way you talked about BrewDog right now, that's a hate right there.
No, I don't hate BrewDog. I definitely disagree with the way BrewDog did things, and there are a lot of
Okay.
reasons why um, I think people could hate BrewDog. Um, I don't know that I hate any company. I definitely
Hmm.
disagree with a lot of
Maybe.
them, but hate,
Okay.
yeah, no,
Okay. So you disagree. You can hate it, as they say. Hate is a strong word.
yeah.
So you'll drink it. You'll probably drink it. Somebody gives you a free. I don't know. Somebody give you a free brew dog today.
Jesus
Like they
Christ,
put
no,
a can in front of your face
it's
and
not
say,
about
"Hey, drink
free.
this."
It's not about free. That's not even. I would in the right situation, I would pay for a BrewDog beer. It just depends on what the
Okay.
situation
Okay.
is. It's not about free. That's not it.
Well, the reason I was saying that is because it didn't seem like you wanted to support them, and by supporting them, that you're buying them. So if somebody just say, "Hey, I got a BrewDog beer here. You want it?" and you go, "Yeah, why not?" That kind of thing.
No,
That's why I was using that as a
I,
reference.
I don't. There's when you're talking about like a company where there's a lot of people involved and
Well, then there's that
a
point
lot of
too.
different employees and stuff. Like there's not a lot of places that I wouldn't in the right situation buy a product, especially when you're talking about a beer or a food item or something. It's different when you're
Sure.
talking about buying a car or something like a house or something. Like a big purchase is a very different thing. But like there are companies that I would not spend a lot of money on, but like a small purchase, um, like there's wiggle room and it's okay.
Yeah, if it's like a $4 or $5 can. Well, then BrewDog have a beer that was super rare or something that cost a lot of money. I forget what it's called, but like it was.
Yeah, they've had a bunch of them. The last one that I had was what was that thing called? Came in the little tiny
I'm
bottles,
trying to remember.
and it sucked. It was terrible. It was terrible, and like,
Like it had the high. I thought it was
yeah,
like a high ABV. I thought they were kind of trying to do the thing like Utopias is, like, oh, it's banned in so many
they were
states
no,
or some
they
shit.
were in the middle of that whole arms race of high ABV beers, and
Yeah, that's okay.
but the last one that I had was it just wasn't good, and like Utopias is a good beer. Theirs
Yeah,
was
it
not
is.
good. Just, and I obviously didn't have all of their extreme beers. Yeah.
So it was just for funsies, kind of like Malort. When you drink Malort, it's not good. You do it just because it's for fun,
Chris says
I guess.
that I have so much beer, free means nothing to me. And Brad agrees. Yeah, like I there's got to be something more to it.
Dude, I know people that have a whole bunch of beer, and that's why I love. This is another thing I love about the community. You sit there and if you
Strength in
have something
numbers.
extra, it's
Thank you,
like, hey,
Julia.
do you want to share? You want to share something with me? Yeah, sure. I mean, for example, my friend Tom, he has a whole bunch of beer, and he's always like, I love to share with people because I'm not going to drink all this by myself.
Yeah.
He just ends up collecting a bunch of beer. I know a lot of people, a lot of friends are like that. Usually, that's the good thing about community, especially when you get together. People, you're like, okay, what can I share? That is actually pretty fun about the craft beer communities. Like, you go, okay, I might drink this by myself, but ooh, I might say this because I know a friend who might like the sour. I know that, or they might like a bourbon barrel. I'll save this instead of just drinking it by myself. I want to share it with that person. I do love that aspect of doing things. When you get involved with shares, or how many, I don't know how many you've been involved with, but
What is
anytime I've been invited. So,
what for you, Zach? What is a company that you don't support?
oh, a company that I don't support.
Yeah.
Shit, that's a. I don't know. To be honest, a couple of years back, I don't know, when I was a younger kid, for some reason I thought it was overhyped for Nike. But then again, now these days, if I own a pair of Nikes, I just own a pair of Nikes.
Right.
But I don't know. It to be honest, not really. There's not one I could think of to go, oh, I don't support them. Now, if there's a company that makes a food that I like, I'm not going to eat it. Like, I'm
Right.
not going to. I don't know if they
Is
have a
there
flavor of something that I'm not a fan.
is there something a company could do that would make you not support them?
I would. I mean, if they're doing terrible things, I
Like
mean,
what?
I
Like
don't
what?
know. Like, man, I don't know, man. I don't want to like be super dark on it. Like
No,
something to
be dark.
like.
Be a
I don't. If they were involved in some kind of scandal or something with like kids like getting like dying somewhere, or like I don't know, people. I mean, supporting. supporting some of the when you start getting into like political stuff, like some of the stuff that you might not necessarily agree with. I don't know. This is something I would probably have to actually write down. I can't think of it right off the top of my head.
Okay.
I mean, there are definitely things I wouldn't want to do, like, but if they're, I don't know, if there's like people being murdered in the streets to be able to make that one product, I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to use something like
Yeah.
you always hear about, like, oh, people in sweatshops and kids in sweat. I don't know if that's all true, but like that kind of stuff. You go, okay, I don't really want to support that, but then it's like, I don't know. Then you get into people who are like, oh, like Chick-fil-A, for example. I fucking love Chick-fil-A, but then there's like, oh, you hear about like some of the crazy Christian people and being like not accepting of everyone, blah blah blah. But you're like, man, I really love this damn chicken sandwich, though. That you get. I've never let things get involved. Like, for example, I could say my wife would be like, a long time ago, she didn't like supporting Jersey Mike, or not Jersey Mike. Sorry, she likes Jersey Mike, the Jimmy John's.
Mm-hmm.
This has been a long time ago. The guy that used to own it, it's a different owner now, but the guy that used to own it, I guess, did poaching or something. And we love animals.
Poaching.
And we don't agree with poaching. Yeah.
Okay.
And so, like, killing animals for fun and stuff like that. So she, even though she really didn't like their sandwiches anyway, she wouldn't eat it or support them because the guy was doing poaching. Like, I guess I've not been that hardcore about something, which I guess maybe I should. Maybe it sounds like I'm a shitty person because I look past, like, oh man, I really like my Italian sub versus what came behind this Italian sub. Some people look in depth and go, I'm not going to support them as much as I love that fucking chicken sandwich. I'm not going to support them because of what they do on the other stuff and what they, I don't know, if that makes sense. They're doing something that's like in.
I feel like everybody has some kind of a line. Like there is something that somebody could do for you that would make you not support them.
I mean, I
think everybody needs to figure out what those things are for them.
That's a good question. Is like you could like really sit down in depth and like think about it. And go, okay, let's write this down and think of something that why I wouldn't support them. Of course, like, I don't agree with all this ice shit. Maybe if somebody's all like, oh, I love ice and stuff like that, but then you start getting the political. That's more the political side of everything.
Everything's political.
That's where nice.
But it's all valid, and you don't have to like crap on other people for what they're supporting or what they're not supporting. But like finding your thing and being like, or your things. Like here's my lines on this, and here's my lines on this, and understanding like why you support people and why you don't support people.
Sure.
Like I think that there's a real human side to that of like the people that we want to give our money to. Like if you're giving your money to somebody, like you should feel good about it.
Yeah.
Chris points out that it's okay. Jimmy John's is owned by Arby's now.
Jimmy John. Oh, is it owned by Arby's? Okay, Jimmy John's is owned by
Arby's. I don't know, and this is maybe probably a bad show to talk about it, but I don't know any of the details of Arby's ownership or anything like that. But I think Arby's is the best fast food restaurant that exists.
Oh, dude, I think I've heard you say that before. I actually had Arby's the other day, and nothing beats those beef and cheddars, bro.
You can't mess it. You cannot mess it up. You can't mess up a big pile of roast beef on the bun.
You can mess it up to my wife. My wife always asks for extra shredded. Now, if they don't shred that,
so you're asking for extra. No, you can't mess it up though. If you just
but
like a good roast beef sandwich, you can't mess it up.
Those roast beef and cheddar with some fries, and they got this new meal deal right now. It's like, I got it the other day. It was like you get a roast beef, it's like 3+1 or something deal, where it's like all $8. It's like you get a drink, you get these new. It's like a
5 for $5, man. Back in my day.
Well, yes. Or remember, was Arby's the one that did the ding fries are done, ding fries are done? Was that them? Like for the Christmas thing?
Yeah,
I think that was them. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I always remember weird jingles from like old commercials, and I love nostalgic stuff. If it's two podcasts I listen to, it's like your guys's, the beer podcast, and 90s, 80s nostalgic about like stories about like stuff that happened when I was a kid, like stuff like, I don't know, I just listened to one about Nancy Kerrigan and all that stuff because the Olympics are going on right now. Which, by the way, have you been watching the Olympics? at all?
Oh yeah,
Like,
of
I don't know
course.
if you get into Olympics
Of course I am.
because I love the snowboarding. So I didn't know what your favorite. What would that's a question right now? What's your favorite thing to watch in the
I'm
Olympics for
torn.
the Winter Olympics?
I loved watching curling. Is curling done? I haven't seen curling for a while. I think
You
it might
got
be
to be
done.
kidding me! You got
Oh my god, I love curling. And then man, there's a couple. So the anything in the bobsled or skeleton or luge, I love all of those.
yeah.
I stand firm that my kids could be Olympians if I weight them down and duct tape them to a sled. I think we got this. Um, and then
I would say,
the ski jump. I mean,
oh
I
yeah,
don't
ski jump's pretty
understand
cool.
it at all, and I don't
No,
understand why I couldn't do it, and I think that's why I enjoy watching it so much. Yeah, but I mean,
I
the
don't know.
biathlon, come on, like you're skiing and then you're shooting stuff, like it's so cool.
I
Like
haven't
there's
watched that one.
oh, it's so cool. They
I
just
have
like
watched, like I
they
said,
flop down on the
the
snow and like
figure skating.
I don't think I could like get down in a pair of skis and then get back up and they just like they shoot things and it's so fun. I
Now
love
I'm gonna have to watch this.
love Winter Olympics.
See, so do you like the Winter Olympics more than you do Summer Olympics? I take it.
I don't know that I would say that, but I don't know that I wouldn't. I don't know. I don't know.
But
They're
I don't
both
know.
great.
Winter, something about them has, I feel like, has more. Like I said, the ice, the figure skating, I'll watch that when I can. Snowboarding's always something I watch no matter what. I love snowboarding. And then like some of the, I do need to watch some of the, like the thing I like about it is I have Peacock, so I can go back and watch that. I've watched a few here and there things, not as much as I want to, but I just figured I'd ask since you do seem like a sports type guy, and I always thought that was a fun thing that's something to talk about since
Yeah.
they soon will be over by the end of the month, I think,
Oh,
anyway.
it's
So,
depressing.
but yeah, I mean, not really. I mean, we're getting in I'm baseball season. I'm ready for Reds.
Mm,
I'm ready for some spring weather, dude. We're supposed to have really nice weather this week. Only a couple, I
knock on
think,
wood.
tomorrow and Wednesday. Well, Wednesday is supposed to. Well, here's the thing: is it's supposed to rain. It's gonna be 65, but it's also supposed to rain, so that sucks. But I don't know. I'm ready for baseball. I'm ready to drink beers outside
Well, you can
and
drink beers outside this
enjoy.
week.
Oh, you definitely can sit out on your porch like the Cincy Brew dads, because if they're not on the porch, they're inside somewhere. But definitely, it's a time to get out there and drink a beer is when it's super nice outside, especially at night, being able to see the stars and all that. I don't know. I'm just ready for spring and summer myself. I'm done with winter. I'm done with snow. It can all go away.
Yeah, it's
So,
getting there.
we're almost there, man. But anyway, I don't want to I know this has been super long, but it's been fun to talk to you because it's been a while since I called it. Well,
Yeah.
not a while, but yeah.
That's what she
But I
said.
wanted to get your thoughts, your thoughts on that, and then I think the takeaway, what it was, a lot of my friends do this. Well, on the Misbehavior podcast, they always say, "What do you learn?" It's always something that ends off with. And so, what I learned is I need to start thinking of something. What's something I might not necessarily support.
No, don't
So,
think of that.
and
I
then
would
why?
say don't think of it as what wouldn't you support. Figure out what you do support. Figure out what do you
Okay,
believe
there you
in,
go.
and find places that that fit with that.
What do you stand behind?
Yeah.
And why do you stand behind it? That kind of thing. So,
And if
but anyway,
if you hear of something that supports something that you don't stand behind, make note of it. Make note of
exactly.
here. Here's what I put. Here's what we learned tonight, Zach. I think
Okay, go
that
ahead.
every dollar you spend should mean something, and it does mean something. But you should understand what it means, and you should pay attention to where your dollars are going.
That's a good summary. And then we can end it off, I guess, with all that because I don't know. I'm trying to think of like really good show endings. All I could think of was Mr. Rogers for some reason, but that was so random. I know. I'm just thinking like to end this off tonight.
I
It was
mean,
a great to have this discussion with you. What's
we
that?
you need an ending.
Oh no! I was just saying I was gonna let you continue to. I don't know if you want to continue to talk more about anything else tonight. I'm sorry I interrupted those last 45 minutes of your time,
Here comes the
but
ending. Here comes the ending, Zach. It's great, man.
okay.
Thanks for calling in. We'll talk to you soon.
Hey, no
Here
problem,
comes
man.
the ending.
All right,
Zach, we'll
all
talk to
right.
you later.
Take
See you later, Zach.
all right.
Cheers.
Later, bro.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That's how we do it. So it's a very long show. I can't even. Oh, we're like at 2 hours. What time is it? Oh no. Look, thanks guys. I didn't even talk about my Gudoo cola. It tastes kind of like dust. I don't know if that's the cola or the rum. The rum is a little funky, but I think it's the cola. Oh no, okay. That's interesting. Oh, that's. Brad says he's on his porch right now, and that I'm trying to pour rum out of a closed bottle. This is where we're at. I might go sit on my porch and have a cigar before I go to bed with this rum. That makes it dustier. Oh, that's interesting. If anybody hasn't had rum JM, I love this stuff. It is kind of funky. Cheers, everybody. I appreciate you hanging out. Listen, I think that if we've learned anything from this show, it's that every dollar you spend means something. Support the places you love. Support the people you love. Support the ideas you love. And I will go as far as to say, and this is probably going to be controversial, I don't care what that is. If you believe in something terrible, support something terrible. I don't care. But believe in what you support and understand what you're supporting. And just pay attention to where your dollars are going. Know that what you're spending your money on is what you believe. Because there are so many people that are just out there just spending money at places that I know they would be ashamed of supporting if they understood who they were. And I am guilty of that sometimes. Sometimes I spend money at places and then afterwards I'm like, oh, I didn't want to do that. And there are a lot of companies like that. And I don't the less that we can do that, the better we are as people. And that's what I shoot for. Hopefully we'll get there. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for supporting me. Hopefully your dollars that you spend on me via thegnarlygnome.com/support are something that you believe in. If you don't believe in it, I'll work harder next week. We'll get there. Look, I'm making a magazine this year. I'm doing something big. The biggest thing that I think I've ever done before. And I do need your support. So support. Go to thegnarlygnome.com/support. Thank you guys. Thanks for hanging out. We'll be back next week. Although I will be somewhere else. And I don't know what we're going to be drinking or what we're going to be doing. But I'm not going to be in this basement. Out in the world. In a hotel. Cheers. Do you know what's in Richmond, Virginia? Guar Bar. I'm going to Guar Bar. I am determined to go to Guar Bar. It's really fun to say. Guar Bar. I'm also going to go to Stone. Is that wrong? Do we still support them? Sapporo? Stone? I'm going.